Namaskar, Nilesh Oak here. I would like to walk you through Bharat Dinadarshika. So let me share the screen. What you should see is the English template for Bharat Dinadarshika. And the idea here is to take you from what is known to what is our own, but unfortunately, something that has become unknown to most of us anyways. So let's begin with what is known. If you're going to look at a calendar, whether you look at a wall calendar in your meeting planner or your smartphone, the first line that you see here is the Gregorian date, and that is exactly what you're going to see in your calendar, whatever you are using right now, 27th May 2020. One more thing that you will also see, that's something you are familiar, is weekday. If you see row number 3 there, it's Wednesday. So you know the day, Wednesday, and you also know the Gregorian date, 27th May 2020. Now, you may not necessarily know that that is a Gregorian date and that's what you are using all along. But that's what is known to all of us, and we are going to begin from there. Now, the next line that you have, the second line, is the Saura date. That is a truly Indian solar date. Okay, I just want to mention it. I don't want you to think too much about it. If you know it, great. If you don't know it, we will explain this in future videos. For today, the Saura date will be 7 Shuchi 2077. And where does this 2077 comes from? You see a next asterisk or asterisk or star next to it. And if you go down all the way, you will see a mention Saura Vikram Samvat. So this 2077 comes from Vikram Samvat. Let's go down further. There are two additional Samvat or Shaka that we have introduced into Bharat Dinadarshika. The big deal is the Mahabharat Samvat. It reads 7,581 years. Now, why 7,581 years? Because the Mahabharat war took place 7,581 years ago. Shalivahan Shaka is another Shaka that you would have heard about, and that number comes to 1942. So Shalivahan Shaka, it's assumed that began 1942 years ago. All right, so understand those numbers for what they are. You can read about it, try to find more about it. But if not, in future, we hope to provide some videos. There is also expectation that honestly, those people who become familiar with this, they do their own tapasya, which is to say, go to Google and type Shalivahan Shaka, go to Wikipedia and type Shalivahan Shaka or Vikram Samvat, and see what you find out. That's the expectation, guys. Okay, there is no point in spoon feeding everything to you, but this video is just to get you started. Then if you go down, you will see the Ayan. That Ayan right now is listed as Uttarayan because the sun's journey is in the northern hemisphere. Okay, if you already know what Uttarayan is, great. If not, again, I will encourage you to Google that term and see what you find. Then next to that is a Saura Ritu, okay, the season. And right now it is the Grishma Ritu. Then after that is a Saura Mas. It's listed as a Shuchi, and you will notice that same month is listed in line 2 when we define Saura date as 7 Shuchi 2077. So just like we are used to January, February, March, April, these are the solar months in the Gregorian calendar. The Shuchi is one of the solar months of Indian solar calendar or Indian Saura calendar. Just after that, you're going to see two designations for the lunar month. First one, it will say Chandra Amanta Masa. And then next it says Chandra Purnimanta Masa. The first one, the Chandra Amanta Masa, is listed as a Jeshta and is listed along with its Paksha, the fortnight. So therefore it reads Jeshta Shukla Paksha And for Chandra Purnimanta Masa, it's also just a Shukla Paksha right now. What you will notice is when the day of full moon, the Purnima comes, and when the day of Amavasya, okay, which is a no moon or a new moon, comes, you will start seeing a difference between these 2 months, Amanta month and Purnimanta month. Briefly, the Amanta month is popular across most part of India, and also it's used in the official holidays and other celebrations related issues. Now, the Chandra Purnamanta Mas is more popular in the northern parts of India, and I'll not go into the details, but just I'll mention that those of you who follow the northern calendar, they should able to still get the accurate lunar month from Bharat Dinadarshika. And lastly, there are two more things. One is the Tithi and another is Nakshatra. Now, again, this is something that most of you would have heard about it if you don't necessarily understand what it is. One important point I want to mention about both Tithi and Nakshatra is this. In the Indian system, in the Bharatiya Kalagadna, the day begins with the sunrise, okay? And as a reference point, sunrise where? Well, all these calculations are based on sunrise at Ujjain, which is the 0 longitude in Indian astronomy. So at that point, at that time of the sunrise at Ujjain, whatever is the Tithi and whatever is the Nakshatra is what is listed here. So it's quite possible that after some time, after the day progresses, either of these can change. All right. So do recognize that what is listed in Tithi or Nakshatra and Nakshatra is per the sunrise time at Ujjain for that particular day. All right. Now, there are two additional things that are typically included in the Panchang, and that's how the name Panchanga, like 5 Anga, comes. Those additional two terms that are not included here are Karan and Yoga. And both of them have to do with the determination of a auspicious muhurta or recognition of a inauspicious muhurta. Now, that is not the objective of the Bharat Dinadarshika. And for that reason, we have not included it. Because just you knowing the yoga and Karan by itself is not of much significance to you unless you are a Panchanga expert. And if you are a Panchanga expert, then you may not necessarily need this Bharat Dinadarshika other than possibly that additional knowledge that it provides through Mahabharat Samvat. All right. So with that, this is just a quick introductory video for Bharat Dinadarshika. And we also have an identical format in Hindi. So you can also use this. So please, if you are on the Twitter, start following the handle that says @date Panchang. It really refers to Date Panchang. Okay. So DATEPANCHANG is the handle on Twitter. Start following it, start sharing with your friends, start discussing it with your friends, start discussing it with your family, and look forward to receiving the questions from you. And also stay tuned for additional videos as we explain some of the intricacies and some of the exciting things of this Panchang. All right, so with that, I am going to stop sharing, and I will also stop the video.